my new subs and to the old. Thank you for everyone. The day ones, twos, threes, fours, five, six, sevens, eights. No, just kidding. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week and leading up into the weekend. I wish you the best. I wish you peace, love, success, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to just digress and just go forth with this reading. And if you don't know by now, we're reading on Usher and Jenn, and Usher as it pertains to his feelings about the Diddy situations and the legalities and everything else that's going on in the world today in court. And the whole, feeling of the music industry. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of get in the background and put this reading first. Okay, so I've already shuffled the deck, I've already pulled some cards, I've already read this room, really. So I'm just presenting it to you guys. Some of the cards that I pulled were the Knight of Pentacles, and everything here is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. There's some cards that I want to go over that were pulled, and it was the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Representing someone who paid a cost to be the boss. Okay. And I feel like Usher has done this. I believe y'all know who he is. If you don't, then take a step back and go and do some research. Okay, he is a very famous pop and R&B star. Okay, he has put in that time. He paid that cost to be a boss. Okay, so I think this represents him. This is what came out when I was shuffling. Also, so he put in the work and he reaped a harvest. He's reaped tangible results through hard work and consistent effort. Okay, and then I also pulled the Two of Pentacles, meaning that he balances his resources, his time, his commitments, or people, or something of some sort in aspects of his life. He does the juggling, okay, which, many of us have to juggle and play multiple roles, put on different hats to do different things, okay, to accomplish different things in life. It can't be just one way, but you have to make things happen, and we have to do the balancing act. Okay. Also pulled the Seven of Pentacles, representing, I think, careful planning, or some type of system in place in case. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles. All right. Also, I pulled the Four of Swords. I think that represents needing to refresh mentally from the environment and current events. All right. So I'm really feeling like he's having like up and down days when it comes to the situation at hand with the Diddy case. Okay. Also to support that, I feel like maybe one day he could feel okay with everything. I'm going to get into his feelings about the Diddy case. And then the next day he could be feeling a little bit distressed about what's going on as it pertains to Diddy. And I'm going to get into why. Okay. And all of this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. So yeah, I think that Four of Swords again means time to refresh and just mentally from the environment or the current events of everything that's going on, okay, with the music industry and the Diddy case and everything, okay. So yeah, we're gonna read this room. The Justice card also came out. Okay, the outcome of seeds that grow, the fruit on one's tree, actions and reactions, as well as legal moves. And welcome to this channel, okay? All right, please like, share, and subscribe. Alrighty, so if you know anything about Usher, want to hear about Usher, we're about to read this room. Okay, so I feel like Diddy is looking at the whole Usher case at like sour fruit that's about to stink, okay, or just like something that's really about to unfold. I think that it drains him from time to time, maybe giving him a little bit of blues. He looks at it like a lot of messiness, like some fruit that's stinking or about to stink worse and worse, or, like something that's just about to pop or explode. And I really hear him denying involvement. Not that he had any involvement, but I'm going to tell you what I mean. Okay, because I heard him say, okay, Spirit is saying that, like, I didn't do anything, like what he did not do. He has no joy in Cassie's claims, but he does feel like the case is opening some type of like can of worms of some sort. And he's kind of regretful of whatever being in the wrong place at the wrong time, whatever foul play or part that it may have seemed. Because, looks are deceiving. So maybe he was at the wrong place, the wrong time, and something might have seemed like, maybe there's something that could possibly implicate him and being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or maybe some type of guilty of association or something like that, where something took place allegedly. Okay, and this is for entertainment purposes only, but maybe it's somebody or it's something that happened, and maybe he was somewhere where I don't want to say shouldn't have been, but he just so happened to be there. And I don't know, but I saw someone that he does talk to from the outside looking in that is not in the industry. I really don't know who that was, but it's someone that he feels comfortable enough to talk to, that he talks to or confides in from time to time. And I heard that person saying, I told you so. Okay. It was that type of energy, like I told you. Okay. But then he feels like, okay, it was no way out. Like, okay, once you get in on this side of things, or once you get in this entertainment industry, there's really no way out. There's no way around certain scenarios. And I feel like whatever happened that looks like, whatever it looks like, there was nothing that he could have done. And he feels that if he would have ran, or if he would have told whatever was going on when he was wherever he was, and I'm going to leave it like that, that he felt like it at that time, it could have cost him his life. Okay, allegedly. So I really don't know if that's just his mindset, or if he, that really would have happened like that. But that is just the overall feeling of what he felt at that time. Okay. Spirit is also acknowledging that it was a package deal. Okay. It was a contract. Okay. There was no way out. And so he does move forward with a little bit of guilt, a little bit of shame. And I do see that it's like, what will my next move be if this or that happens? So that's why he's doing a little bit of planning. Okay. He's planning just in case. Okay. Yeah. Okay. If this or that happens, I think that he's going to be prepared. Okay. There's some planning, there's some denial, and maybe even, I'm going to say this, maybe even some hush funds to whom I don't know. But there's some eyes that saw him. Someone saw him in a somewhat compromising position regarding something that involves Diddy. And yeah, I think that he had to make his family strong. I feel like when he got into the industry, he felt like the world kind of rested on his shoulders. I feel like his family greatly depended on him, and times were tough and resources were limited. So his accomplishments in his career and finances really did matter. I heard humble beginnings. And this is a typical get rich or kind of get fucked up trying type of thing that I felt. But he really tried to do the right thing. He went in with good motive, and losing was not an option. So he did go into the industry with good motives. Okay. Usher is not happy though about this Diddy trial. Okay. He really feels like it's bad for the industry. He recognizes the whole cult nature of the industry. Okay. I also saw him looking at like a burning house. There was this burning house. It appeared like a plantation style house, and it was literally on fire. And I feel like he feels that the whole industry is just up in flames, and that it's just a matter of time. Okay. But he still has joy. He still has laughter. He still has peace. So it's not like this everyday burden or worryation thing on him, but it kind of comes and goes. Okay. It's kind of like today he'll be feeling okay. and then he'll be a little bit distressed about this whole Diddy thing. Okay, he just feels like it's just bad for the industry, overall. It's going to cause a lot of scrutiny, and things will change and have changed for the industry, and not for the better. Okay, he does also recognize the occultic nature of the industry. Yeah. So yeah, he's looking at it as like, okay, it's just a matter of time, but he still has joy. And he's still saying it's like the good outweighs the bad for some reason. I feel like also he is reassured that whatever could ever come out about him being at the scene of something, okay, some type of, I don't know if it was crime, okay, allegedly, okay, this is for entertainment purposes only, nothing here is real, but he knows or he feels that the vault is sealed, okay, and he knows or he feels that if anything does come out about him, he can really, really quickly disprove any allegation, because he knows that he was not fully aware, or he can say, okay, I was not fully aware of what was going on. Okay, if he just so happened to have been at the wrong place or the wrong time, he can easily say, okay, I was not aware. I didn't know. So he really has a good feeling about the outcome. Okay. And he really also feels that despite the industry state, he is in a good space. And more than likely, there is nothing that can really be tied to him, because he really didn't do anything either. Okay. So I feel like he can also say, I didn't even know what was going on. So that's the feeling that I'm getting from all of that, of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, or I didn't know this, or I didn't know that. I don't know, but I've been hearing that. Okay, I was hearing that when I, began to read the cards. He basically did not know what was going to happen, and he's saying like, I didn't know, so it's not my fault, or I can't be in trouble for what somebody else did. It really has nothing to do with me. So he really feels that whatever could come out of whatever and whatever happened, he doesn't feel like it's something that can really stick. Okay. So that will probably be, he has a good feeling about it, is what I'm trying to say. Although it does, distress him sometime, like sometime he'll be up and sometime he'll be down. It is a little bit distressing. Okay. So it's kind of like a up and down thing. Sometimes he gets the blues. Okay. About the situation. All right. Okay, so let's keep going. Yes. So he also acknowledges there was nothing that I could have done to prevent anything except to make things worse for myself and for others. So that is how he feels. He also feels that he's not going to take accountability for being somewhere, for being present. Okay. Spirit is acknowledging that he also feels like I'm not going to be left holding the bag for something I did not do, type energy is what I picked up. Spirit is also acknowledging this feeling of we don't get involved and we have our reasons because the system is just too rigged. And that's really sad that the system is just, it's just so doggone rigged. Like, it's really nothing that you can do. It's just rig, okay? And that's just really sad. That would give me the blues too. All right. So it's just very, very rigged. So I feel that that's why he really, just telling or running or making a big deal about whatever happened wherever he was at. He just felt that it would have made things worse if he did not just stay in his bubble. And I heard hear no evil, see no evil, okay, type energy, okay. If he would have said something or done something, he felt at that time that it would have jeopardized his career and his contract for being involved. And everything here is alleged, okay, the way that people expected him to be involved. And his energy is saying that the ones that are criticizing him, that know about whatever happened, don't understand how this thing works. Because if they did, they really would know, because they have no idea that when you get into the industry, when you enroll on that side of things, I just heard him saying that if you knew, you would shut up too. Or something about, I do this for my fans. I do this for my family. I do this for my life, And if you were in my shoes, if you knew about what happened, you would have shut the fuck up too. Okay. So I think he feels that the system is set and he's just in the system. Okay. He's in this system that he really cannot control. It's just like it's already set, okay, or something like that is what I was picking up. All right. um, I really feel that he felt obligated, and that there's just this barrier that cannot be breached. Okay, there's just this barrier. There are boundaries, and he just felt that he just could not breach that. Okay, so that's the energy on that. Okay, when the system is set, it's probably not a lot that you can do, especially when people have, the whole system paid off, you know. It gets deep, all right. Yeah. So I also saw some type of a Usher movie, maybe in the future, or some type of opportunity for one, or some type of tell all or don't tell all. So it would be called a tell all, this or that movie, sitcom, whatever. But I don't really see it as being a real true tell all. But maybe it is going to be called that, or it could be called that, because I saw him going like, shh, like, we're not going to tell everything, because he's pretty private. I also see Usher, I didn't know this, with the ability to do movie directing. I'm gonna have to look that up and see if he's done something like that before. But yeah, he's pretty talented. Um, yeah, I saw him with the ability to do production. I don't know if he's ever done any of that, but I'm gonna do my research. But yeah, he has a few gifts there, y'all, not just singing. I don't know if he will be a part of his own production, but he has the ability to. I also see maybe a possible biop or series opportunity, or a possible peep into the life of Usher. And I heard the pop star is appealing. So, what's going to help him, or what has helped him with opportunities, is that's going to help him or enable him to be more socially accepted or privileged. And so, yeah, that pop appeal is really good for his career, or it has been, or it will be. I also heard the golden door. So, because of his pop appeal, I believe that he's more synchronized, and other than being marginalized, he's synchronized, okay? But there are a few things that he would have done differently in his lifetime with his career decisions, but I feel like it worked out in the end. Or maybe looking back in retrospect, I feel like that song, I Won't Complain, I heard that song. Maybe it's just because that's how Spirit knows I would understand it. But whatever it was, it worked out for his good. So maybe there were some things that he would have done differently, but nevertheless, it all worked out for his good. Okay. Now, there is imbalance of the throat chakra of some sort, and this crown chakra at times in him, as well as the sacral heart energy and mental instability at times. And then there's something in his health, like there's something in his stomach area, or like everywhere from here on down to here. Okay, there's something going on. I don't know, just maybe he should, just pay attention to that. I don't sense it being anything really major. But yeah, I did see that. And let's keep going. All right. I don't deal with shady people. I walk alone. Okay. I sense that being his personality. And even if he does take up that offer again about that biop or series, it's going to be more of a sneak peek, not a forever or true thing about every single thing about his life. It's only going to show like certain things. So the peep or whatever, if he chooses to do that, because the opportunity is going to present itself, I don't think he's going to disclose anything that he does not want people to know, because he is a very private person. So it'll definitely be a peep, okay, of what he wants the public to know. Limitations will be in place because he is fairly private, okay? He really doesn't deal with shady people. He really has this motto, like I walk alone, because I feel that he learned some type of lesson on being private before, or the importance of being private, okay? I think it did involve maybe some females, or a female, all right, and maybe multiple people, but I did hear that it was something sexual, okay, spirit acknowledged, and maybe a payoff was involved of some sort. But he definitely learned how to walk alone and how to be smart about his dealings, okay. All right. Um, there are a few times in his life that he stood in the need of a higher power. He did turn to spirituality. I sense he did turn to God or his higher self. Okay, and he is very grateful for coming out of whatever life changing event or whatever he went through. And so, the best way to describe it, I also heard that song by Marvin Sapp, I Need You Now. So I don't know if that was his song, but that used to be one of my favorite songs, worship songs. So sometimes Spirit just gives you things because it knows that you can relate to whatever they're intending on the message given. But, or maybe that is like a song that he would actually play or like. So I really don't know. But yeah, I did hear that one. So, he did turn to a higher power, and I heard that song. Also, Spirit is acknowledging like this ain't my first rodeo. I've rode this bull before mentally. So he does have a little bit of mental toughness or some type of experiential knowledge. So he's not like a not strong person. So even though he's being distressed about the situation that I've been talking about in this reading here and there, he has a little bit of mental toughness, okay? Now, when in regards to his love life, okay? Now his wife is, I think, a longtime girlfriend of his. Her name is Jenn. Okay, I really don't know a whole lot about her, but I will go and do some research after this reading. Okay, but I did hear she loves me. I did hear lovers and friends, so I think that's beautiful. Okay, lovers and friends. So I feel like they have that. Okay, they have that kinship type bond. Okay, this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, but this is the energy of his life partner. And however, there is something hidden. Okay, there are things about Usher that I feel like she's not privy to know. Okay, and that's where that balancing act comes in at. Okay, there are things about him that she just does not know. Okay, he has some boundaries. Okay, all right. He keeps secrets, or I'll just put it like this, and this is a legend for entertainment purposes only. He doesn't disclose everything to her. So there's something that he's hiding allegedly for entertainment purposes. There's something that he's hiding, okay? Or he's just basically in his mind, I'm keeping my family protected, okay? I separate her or them from certain aspects of the business to keep down controversy, okay? So that's what's going on. So he does not disclose everything. All right. I'm gonna put this right here. Y'all see that? So he keeps things in their proper place. All right. Um, he keeps secrets. He doesn't disclose everything. It's like he's hiding something or he's keeping his family protected, is how he views it, to keep down mess. I also felt this energy of an outside person, y'all. Okay. I really did. I feel the energy, or I felt the energy of um, an outside person, unfortunately. So there's someone that is somewhere in the mix, okay? Um, and this outside person is sitting and with this mindset like, oh, he should have married me. There's somebody saying, okay, he should have been with me or he should have married me. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not sure if it's really not a friend of theirs. I really think that it's someone in an inner circle of things. Okay. So, Usher, who is in your inner circle? Or who you been with that's around your wife, okay? But it's somebody kind of within that's kind of close, okay? And I feel like they have not spilled the beans yet, so that's a good thing. But and then there's someone, I don't know if it's this one, but there's also somebody's energy that I was picking up. It's like I don't know, like he just can't wait to get back to. So there's something, some type of chemistry that he has with someone, and it's kind of like he thinks about them a little bit too much, more than he really would like to. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I did feel that. Okay, and he ain't the first, and he ain't gonna be the last. All right. All right. So, but is somebody saying he could have been, or he should have been with me, or he could have, or he should have married me? I do kind of feel like it's a friend of theirs, or closer than should be associate of theirs. So I don't know who's in his inner circle, and everything here is alleged or for entertainment purposes only. All right. I also feel that Usher believes in counseling and working through traumas. I feel like he is familiar. He's had counseling. He has had emotional or help mentally. that's a good thing. He's done that, okay? And hats off to him because a lot of people don't believe in that. I heard coping mechanisms are in place. He knows how to cope with things. He is pretty balanced, y'all. He's doing that balancing act. That was one of the first cards that I pulled. He is pretty balanced. That's a good thing. All right. Or he tries to be. He is really an overall good dude, okay? Even if he has lovers, okay, he does have boundaries, all right? Because I literally heard him say, "Oh, I can't do that," or "I won't do this or that," or something that the other person was wanting to do, or whoever he gets with from time to time, okay? "I'm not gonna do that," okay? Or "I'm not gonna do this, that." But he is a joyous person when he's fooling around now. It doesn't mean that he don't enjoy it. Yep, he enjoys that. Whatever he's doing when he does the do now, he enjoys it. They got some type of chemistry going on. So I'm not saying that, but he knows how to keep all that stuff in place, and he knows how to play the role and act right and keep things in their boundaries, away from his family, his wife, or whatnot. Okay. So he's an overall good dude. And even if he has lovers, he has boundaries. I literally heard him say, "I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that." But he is joyous. He likes it and he does around. Okay. Everything is here is a legend and for entertainment. Protect his space and his home. He keeps all of that other outside stuff the outside. He keeps it in the proper space. Is his home, and all that other stuff is on the outside. Okay. Spirit is also acknowledging, not only does he have boundaries, he knows how to cut things on and off. Okay. On and then off. Okay. I'm in the inside of my house and now I'm not there. Okay. So he's only going to go so far. All right. That's letting us know that he's only going to go so far. He's going to keep those boundaries to keep the harmony in his household. And I think that's a good thing. Okay. I'm not going to say he's perfect, but at least he's doing that. All right. All right. And yeah, I feel like it's understood. It's accepted. I also heard I'm having my cake and eating it too, or eating it all simultaneously when it comes to sexual relations, allegedly, or something like it comes with the program type mindset. Spirit is acknowledging that he feels that, okay, all this stuff, I kind of was born and bred in it, and it is just something that comes with the program. Okay. I also feel the love that he has for his mother, which I feel like is very sweet. He has a love for his mom. Okay. Now, as far as Jennifer, in regards to Usher, I heard this song, "I Should Have Cheated" by Keisha Cole. Y'all know that song. All right. I heard that song. I also heard "I Wish I Did Not Miss You Anymore" by Angie Stone. And I didn't even know the words to it. I didn't even know the words to it, but I heard like "I wish I," and I had to look it up and turn it on just to hear the words to it, and then I understood that it kind of like goes right hand in hand with that "I Should Have Cheated" song. Okay, but it's just saying like "I wish I didn't miss you anymore," and so with that being said, I really feel that Jennifer loves him very much. Okay, because she is not happy when he's not there, but I do feel like she's compliant. I do feel like she's accepted. Spirit is acknowledging that she's acceptance of the lifestyle. She is accepting the role, her role to play. And I do also feel like she's fully aware, or she's fully cognizant, although she doesn't really know. But then again, she does know. Okay. And if you know, you know. I hope you know what I mean. Okay. It's kind of like she does know, but she doesn't know, but she still does know. Okay. And I'm going to leave it like that. Okay. Everything here is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. All right. I also feel that Usher told her, "I'm not going to leave you." And she believes it. So she accepted the role of him not being around at all times. And she knows. I heard "Ride or Die." I also heard "Die Hard." I also saw Usher flying in and out and here and there, and Usher be Usher. I don't know who you got on schedule. But it seems like, do you like to stay on schedule with your booze? But that's what I'm seeing, that he kind of like keeps that shit. I don't know. It's like maybe he has a particular schedule with him and his others, extracurriculars. Okay. Yeah. So, and that would probably, when he's not around, that keeps Jennifer in the blues. Okay. I think Usher got people on schedule, or they got him on schedule, or they both all on a schedule and they want to be and they like it like that. All right. Yes. I also sense that he's a bit moody from time to time, or maybe he has some type of episodes sometimes, which would not be unlikely because, maybe he's one of those stars that, they do that. Also, I did pick up the energy of some type of mother figure that wants Jennifer to leave, and maybe she's telling her to remember your hopes, remember your dreams, remember your intuition don't lie. And, maybe there's someone that's talking her up, like you could have done better than Usher, or you had the potential with or without him. But then this person kind of smiles in his face. So maybe it's a family member, I really don't know. And then this person goes back and tells Jenn, after smiling in Usher's face, see, I know what's best for you. And people do that. Family gonna do that. All right. What else are they supposed to do but talk? Okay. That's what they do. All right. So it's like that. And um, I really do feel that, like I said, Jennifer is accepting of the role of him not being around all the time. Also, the moodiness that Usher has, this moodiness from time to time, and maybe episodes also. And then also, back to that biop, I did see that if it does come out, it will not truly tell every single thing, because there are certain things that will not or cannot be said right now, and that they're going to have to wait until the right time, or something about waiting until a set time, or when time runs its course of some type. So maybe there's something that, they can't spill the beans on in regards to his life. It can't be told until a set amount of time has lapsed. Okay, so I don't know what that is, but there's something that maybe there's a legality in that. Okay, I also sense that Jennifer feels like when it comes to her life, it's not what people think, okay, because she's partially happy. So she feels like, okay, people are looking at me like I have this, that, and the third. But yeah, it's really not like that all the time, okay? Yeah. So, yeah, I did pick up that too. And maybe there is some type of unfulfillment that I'm feeling with her, or maybe half of the cup is half empty, or something like that. Um, but yeah, that's how she feels. I also heard soul ties, covenants, oaths, blood contracts, bonds for life, sworn secrets, and then I also heard 3 is a charm, and that is pretty much it. And he's just hoping that situation that I talked about at the beginning of this read, that it will not come to the light. I really don't think he had much involvement, but it was more of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and we can pick that up with this card: warning signs, take heed, and risky situation. Okay. And I feel like although he hasn't made a lot of really strong moves when it comes to planning about this, but he has planned, and he does have things in proper place just in case. All right. And you see this with the legal card. And you know that the justice card came out. So that was one of the first cards that came out, which is very telling with this read. So, guys, if you want to add any comments, let me know your thoughts, what you've been feeling about him, his personality, home life, legalities when it comes to Diddy, feelings on Diddy, or just any aspect of his life. If you want to share your comments, your feelings, whatever you want to share, go ahead on and do that. And somebody was asking for a reading. Contact me on Instagram. I am on IG, and I will put the information in the description box. All right. So DM me, and I can do a reading, a private reading. All right, y'all. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got about Usher. I don't want to add or take away. I don't want to give no extras, and I really, when I've already done the reading. But if there's anything else, you guys know that I will always be back. All right. So let me just take out the cards and just lay them flat so I can let y'all get a good little view before I leave. I hope y'all been doing all right. Usher had a lot of good cards out here. Okie dokie. And that's pretty much All right, y'all. The player, the two-faced person, the somebody in their circle. 1 minute he's good. Today is a good vibe day. And then sometimes he has the blues with the SOS card, distress, act with urgency, assistance needed. Then we see the blues. We see he's trying to juggle the life and everything else with his family, and then the other things on the outside. Some good, not so good. Some things his wife is not privy to. See the juggling act with the Two of Pentacles. See the third party karmics. The boundaries he keeps. The harmony we talked about in his home. The laughter. He is a joyous person. We see the Justice card. We talked about that at the beginning of the read. And some things are being unfolded now. A little bit of scare being red flag with that Diddy situation. But even that is not too much to really worry about. But just in case, he knows what to do. He has things in place. See the legal part? All right, y'all. Love y'all. Mua. I'll be back. If anything else. If not, I won't. See